place is there's megalithic architecture with precision that goes down 50 feet under this mountain. Check this out.
Wow. This is crazy.
So I believe they filled in the top to in modern times, but then and very soon there's going to be a guy who shows us a map.
And so you see very different construction.
Very different construction.
From the bottom to the top. But that's how it always is, right? The most complex stuff.
So that's showing that this architecture here, it goes down 50 feet into this mountain.
And what do they think this was?
So this complex is all attributed to the Wari. It's attributed to the culture that came right before the Inca, which doesn't make much sense to me because what you see on the surface, that's Wari construction.
Which is small stones.
Right. And
what did they held together with?
Mud as mortar. And but then, so this site has only been 4% excavated. 4%. It's underneath all of it is that type of architecture, which is crazy.
So you have mud and mortar with very small stones, then underneath it you have precision cut megalithic stones. And how big are these stones and where are they supposedly coming from?
So here's a funny story. So this place, if you look, you can find it on Google Maps. They call it the El Complejo de Wari, so the Wari complex. But if you go back to the Spanish Chronicles, Pedro Silleza de Leon, when he was in Tiwanaku, so Tiwanaku, where Pumba Punku is in Bolivia, when they asked the natives, who built this, they said, we don't know, it was built before us, from the people from the lake. The same people who built Viñaque, that's what the natives said. That place, Viñaque, is 800, 1,000 kilometers from Tiwanaku, and it's the same construction, so it makes sense kind of what they're saying. The people who built Tiwanaku also built this place. But before they knew that, they didn't witness it. It was just there when they got there, is what the locals said.
Well, that's a lot of stuff, right? That's part of the weirdness of South America.
Yeah.
And, even Mexico, right?
Yeah.
That's the weirdness of the Aztec structures. I didn't know that until pretty recently, that the Aztecs labeled, like, Tenochtitlan, the place where the gods were born. Yeah, like, they don't attribute that to themselves. They found it, and they cleared the area.
When you think about it, I still to this day, I was up in Lake Titicaca, and there's structures all over the place, but you're like, where were these people living? And because there's no remnants of cities or towns, and the reason is because in modern times people have recommissioned logs and started using them for their farms and their homes and things like that. You have a good location, a place of reverence, something you're going to build, the next culture's going to build on it, and I think that's happened in a lot of places.
Yeah. Well, everywhere, right? That's Lebanon too. That's Baalbek. It seems to be the case that those immense stones where the Romans built on top of them. The Roman documentation is pretty precise. They documented everything, and they never talked about these enormous 1,000-ton stones that are 7 meters up in the air.
We're just going to put them in the base of our structure.
Yeah, right. They didn't even talk about them. They talked about these beautiful structures that are on top that are clearly Roman, but the stuff